everyone, this is Shandy Scott, and our lecture today will be looking at gender and ethical issues in science, medicine, and technology in society. So for our lesson, I will just give a brief overview. We will look at understanding gender, what gender is. We'll also look at the introduction of ethics and why ethics are important, particularly feminist ethics. We'll look also on various gender issues in science, technology, and health, and also the concept of gender mainstreaming and its importance, particularly looking at sustainable development, Vision 2030. And we will conclude shortly after that. Now, what is gender? What do you understand gender to be? Now, in essence, gender explains the social roles ascribed to males and females in a specific culture, location, society, and time. So gender is really different from your sex, which describes your biological characteristics, which are usually fixed and unchanging over time. And also your sex does not vary between culture and is not influenced by social and economic factors. Now, these socially defined gender roles are often influenced, or rather influences, your attitudes and your behaviors. So the difference between gender and sex is that gender, it really explains social roles, and it's really what is ascribed to males and females in any specific society. It is not fixed, and it's ever changing, unlike sex, which describes your biological characteristics and is usually unchanging over time. So without some sort of medical intervention, your sex cannot change, but your gender is fluid and can change depending on your location, your society, and also your specific culture. Now, specifically looking at gender and development, when we speak about gender, we speak about gender from a development perspective. And why is this important? This is important because historically, development programs frequently did not take gender into account. So the gender dimension was not taken into account. So gender and development, it focuses on the socially constructed basis of differences between men and women. And it emphasizes the need to really challenge these existing gender roles and relations. When we speak about gender and development, we also speak about development as freedom. So for those of you who are familiar with Amartya Sen's work, he speaks about development as freedom. And this is really development as a process for improving the quality of all human lives. And finally, when we speak about gender and development, we're speaking about gender from a sustainable development perspective. And in this lesson, we will look at our sustainable development goals, particularly goal number 5, which speaks to gender equality. Now, we mentioned earlier that gender influences your attitudes and your behaviors. But why is this so? Where does our understanding of gender comes from? And how do we get these ideas of what it means to be a girl versus what it means to be a boy? Now, this all stems from the beginning, socialization. Because whatever we know, we're socialized into a particular role. So our learned behavior comes from our society. So gender socialization, it really describes a social process through which males and females learn the norms, 2, the behaviors, and 3, attitudes, and additionally the values that are considered appropriate in their society. So let me reiterate. Gender socialization describes a social process which males and females learn the norms, behaviors, attitudes, and values that are considered appropriate in their society. And we did mention that gender is specific to culture, society, location, and time. So traditional ideas about what girls and boys can or should do, it influences ultimately your choices at school, choices of your career as well. Now, how is gender socialization perpetuated and reinforced? So gender socialization is perpetuated and reinforced through agents of socialization. Now, these agents include the family, educational institutions, religious institutions, or peer groups, or communities, and also the media, and more importantly, social media. Athletic.
Always. It doesn't just mean like you are a boy. You can technically go to a girl if you're a boy. Being a boy is a lot harder than some people. Boys are told to like play sports and be tough. So that's what a lot of people think. But I just think it means that different things. Do they have different hair or different body parts? I don't really know what it means to be a boy besides physical attributes. That's pretty much it. Like hormones, girls have different things on their bodies and have the advantage of different things like being pregnant and like that. I just think that the way that people think they're supposed to be, whenever the stereotype is, we got sports, rock, wrestling, whatever. Girls they play with belly, boys they play with love, and girls don't exactly scared of them, and they'd rather like play with dirt. Girls are just maybe making machines that stay at home and are just housewives. And I've seen pictures on the internet of cleaning kits for girls they've got wanted for boys, like a pink mop that girls can push around. It's very boys and superheroes and outfits and Legos, and the girls are all Barbie and baby dolls. Society. You're supposed to be this. You are supposed to be this. I don't know if it matters, like, like girl stuff and boy stuff, because anyone doesn't have to make that. We're all human, so I just feel like there's no point in saying you're a girl, you're a boy. That's it.
So in this video we saw how children internalize gender ideas or ideals, the importance of being a boy or a girl, and what does this mean. How were they influenced by their society through the process of gender socialization? One young lady in the video mentioned about a pink mop that is sold for girls, teaching girls how to clean. So again, these gender roles shows us from early how boys and girls are meant to be different, how we socialize types about what it means to be a boy and a girl. So it's not just physical attributes that distinguishes male and females, whether it's how masculine a person is or feminine a person is. We see where careers are also gendered. Because when you think about a nurse, majority of persons will automatically have a picture of a female in their head. But if you think about a doctor, you think about a man. If you think about an engineer or a construction worker, you think about males because these occupations are male dominated. However, if you think about a cosmetologist, you think about a female. It's hard for the average person to be comfortable with males who are cosmetologists, or females who are construction workers, or females who are trailer drivers. So, as individuals, we might not be aware of it, but how we internalize these messages and how these norms become what are considered normal, but turns out to be stereotypes.
Okay, so I'm going to just give you an action to do. Show me what it looks like to go on the floor. Yeah. Show me what it looks like to fight like a girl. Now throw like a girl. Aww. Grow like a girl. Fight like a girl. What does it mean to you? And I say run like a girl. Oh. Is like a girl a good thing? Actually, don't know. I think it's a good thing. It sounds like a bad thing. It sounds like you're trying to lose. So when they're in that vulnerable time between 10 and 12, how do you think it affects like a girl as a teacher? I think it definitely drops their self-confidence and really puts them down because during that time they're already trying to figure themselves out. And when somebody says you be like a girl, it's like, well, what does that mean? Because they think they're a strong person. It's kind of like telling them that they're weak and they're not as good as.
And what advice do you have to young girls who are told they love like a girl, like a girl, like a girl?
Keep doing it. Somebody else says that running like a girl or kicking like a girl or shooting like a girl is something that you shouldn't be doing. That's their problem. Because if you're still scoring and you're still getting the ball on time, you're still being first, you're doing it right. It doesn't matter what they say. I mean, yes, I kick like a girl and I swim like a girl and I walk like a girl and I wake up in the morning like a girl because I am a girl. And that's not something that I should be doing. So that's what they should do.
If I asked you to run like a girl now,
I would run like myself. Why can't run like a girl also?